Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic. We are living in an alternate reality. Hear me and hear me well. Because this is like the Twilight Zone. We are in a reality right now that Tom Brady is no longer playing football. Lamar Jackson has yet to be signed and paid. And Tyler Huntley is a Pro Bowl quarterback. This is crazy. So the reason why I bring this up is because I'm not mad, right? Well, I'm actually happy that Tom Brady's gone. That story is like bird through the window. Should have been done already. But I'm glad about that. But the last two parts bother me. And I'm happy for Huntley, right? I'm not hating on his success, right? I'm not. What I am going to hate on is that he's going to be used as a narrative. Even after last year and this year's offensive debacle. Let me tell y'all something right now, right? I'm going to read y'all off something so you understand where I'm coming from, okay? Tyler Huntley's last 5 games, I'm going to show this out. He played Pittsburgh, right? He had 8 completions on 12 attempts for 66% for 88 yards, okay? Okay. The next one, it was Cleveland, right? He had 17 completions on 30 attempts, 56.7% completion, 138 passing yards, 4.6 yards average, 1 interception. Okay. The next game he played was Atlanta. He was 9 of 17, which is 52.9% from the field, 115 yards, 6.8 pass per attempt, 1 touchdown. Okay. Then he plays Pittsburgh again. He goes 14 of 21 for 66.7% completion, 130 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Yeah, okay. And his best game that he's played as a professional, he had for Cincinnati in the playoffs, 17, right? 17 for 29 for 58.6% completion, 226 yards passing, 7.8 yards in average, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and a fumble. The narrative that is coming out now is that Baltimore has another Pro Bowl quarterback or level quarterback on their team. And that player can help this team move forward without Lamar. Lord have mercy on my soul. Can y'all believe after everything that they've seen at the end of the season? You know what's funny? This is what's funny. Because they're blaming everything on Greg Roman. There's so many scapegoats, right? Lamar has always been scapegoated, right? But then you look at it and say the reason why we're not scoring is because of Greg Roman. As putrid as this offense looked, Lamar was still leading a top 5 offense in the NFL this season. Y'all know that, right? You know that, right? That's how dynamic and special he is. To use the success of a Tyler Huntley, who by all measurements is not a starting QB on this team and is yet to outplay Lamar, is an utter travesty. And this is why I say sometimes the fans, some fans really do make it hard to root for the team. Because here's the thing. It's like mentally you put us in a position where you like, well, you know what? We want to prove y'all wrong so bad. Let's just take Lamar away. Let him go somewhere else and have all the success in the world. And let you stay as all these other teams that are fighting to find a QB that have great defenses, good run games, and they can't win nothing. Let's go be one of them. And now you have stories of, franchise tag and whatever else like this. As soon as the Ravens lost, Bisciotti, EDC, should have sat down with Lamar Jackson and hammered out a deal. They should, 24 hours, 30 whatever hours, 48 hours, they should have sat at that castle, not leaving any stone unturned, and got a contract hammered out. But they're willing to wait. Do you know why the Ravens are willing to wait? I'll tell you why. Because even though they've been shown that they were wrong for letting this thing play out, even though they've been shown wrong of not giving this man his money after 3 years, even though they've shown that they've been wrong for underestimating the QB market, they are hoping and they are willing to wait to see what the Cincinnati Bengals and the Chargers give Herbert and Burrow. And they are gambling that neither of them will be over the amount that they feel comfortable of giving Lamar. This is sickening. And the reason why is because you're burning a bridge beyond repair. Everything has been used. Everything has been used or weaponized to go against one named Lamar Jackson. Everything. Even things outside of his power. Listen, this entire offseason or playoffs so far, because we're not in the offseason yet, right? We've seen excuse after excuse after excuse levied for every quarterback not named Lamar Jackson. Josh Allen needs more weapons. Joe Burrow doesn't have a line. And Justin Herbert, the play calling is absolutely putrid. What do you think we've been dealing with since we've gotten Greg Romanek outside of 2019? Huh? Lamar's dealt with all three of those things. Lack of weapons, lack of offensive protection in the pass game, and putrid play calling. Especially situational play calling. But he has to shoulder the blame. So this is why I say that we're already in a part where Lamar Jackson is the unmitigated villain of the NFL and trying to use Tyler Huntley's success, right? Because let's be real, he's not a Pro Bowl quarterback. There's been nothing that he has done that should shoulder or garner the accolade of a Pro Bowl quarterback. I'll tell you what I will do, though. I'd trade him for a first or a second. And if you don't know, now you know. I would happily, jovially, trade Tyler Huntley for a first or a second. Without a moment's notice. Look, we already know what the problems in Baltimore are. They have a certain way of doing things, and they're refusing to grow, refusing to adapt, refusing to evolve. So we as fans have to watch this train absolutely go full tilt until it derails. And the sad part about it is that it doesn't have to be that way. Is Lamar Jackson perfect? No, nobody is saying that. None of these quarterbacks are. None of them are. Patrick Mahomes is not perfect. We've seen him throw very many pick-worthy plays, fumble balls, pause, put his team in weird and unceremonious, awkward positions, and his team has bailed him out. Josh Allen, his team has bailed him out. I want to remind everybody, because people bring up the MVP season a lot when it comes to Lamar, and they bring up that game. He was pressured more than Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes gets a pass for the Super Bowl because of how putrid his line play was. He threw 2 interceptions in that game, no touchdowns. Lamar Jackson was pressured more than he was. The man had 500 yards of offense. His teammates dropped 4 wide open touchdowns. And they blame him. They say, if you're the MVP, it doesn't matter what your teammates are doing. You know what that is? That's hatred. You're covering up your hatred, right, of him. And you're weaponizing other things so you can attack him. And this now latest version of it is Tyler Huntley. Come on. Isn't this the same fan base that was wishing for Anthony Brown over him? Same fan base that was saying we're tired of Huntley, put Anthony Brown in. That's your Pro Bowl starting Pro Bowl quarterback that everyone's saying, oh yeah, look, we have another Pro Bowler on this team. We don't need Lamar. Other teams have teams. Offensive weapons from top to bottom. Great O-lines, pass. Do you know that the Chiefs have the best pass protection in the league? How much times have you guys heard me say, you see, this is what I love, because listen, everybody likes being correct. But as you keep watching it, you'll find out that anything I'm speaking on this, I'm speaking truth. If you do not give a quarterback, right, a crap load of elite weapons, then you have to give him an amazing O-line. So those weapons get open. That's common sense. Do you know what the Chiefs did? They got rid of Tyreek Hill, right? So they've lost their dynamic playmaker that can absolutely bust a game open all game long. Tyreek is a difference maker. So what they did was they said, okay, we have the best tight end in the game. Instead of having a number 1 receiver, let's give Pat a crap load of number 2 receivers, right? He has 3 number 2 receivers on that team, maybe 4. And you know what they said? They said, okay, now let's give him the best O-line in the game. They pass more than all the other teams, and they have the best pass win rate in the entire NFL. And they rebuilt that line in a year. How long did it take the Ravens to rebuild theirs? And ours aren't even up to that caliber yet. This is a game of inches. No excuses. And it seems like the Ravens seem to always have excuses. Everyone's saying Joe Burrow needs a line. Because he doesn't have a line, that's great, right? His team gave him elite weapons that can get open on a drop of a dime. That's the other side. Or at least you meet in the middle. Middle of the pack, you have maybe 1 good receiver, whole bunch of 3rds and 4ths, and then a line. The Ravens haven't done none of the 3. None of the 3. But expect Lamar to outpace and outproduce these other QBs. Let me tell you something right now. When Lamar Jackson suits up, hopefully again for the Ravens, I want him to have Avenger-level help. Iron Man, Thor, Captain Marvel, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye. I want this man to have help. Help. People that can take off the offensive burden off of his shoulders. Tyler Huntley, we've already seen, is not the answer. I want to remind everybody, before this season, they were saying that Tyler Huntley would have been the perfect successor for Lamar. What did this season prove? Last year, you had the excuse that everybody was hurt. What would be the excuse for this year? When Lamar went down, we were leading the AFC North. We were in contention to lead the AFC. We were one game behind to lead the AFC in its entirety. We barely made the playoffs. The last 5 games, we had the easiest schedule in the entire NFL, and we could only muster 2 games. You think that's coincidence? Congratulations, Tyler Huntley, for all of the success that you have garnered. I will never hate on another man's success. But my God, as a fan base, we're horrible. Look at the putrid performance Josh Allen just put on. It looked uninspired. It looked like he didn't want to be there. And you don't hear his fans saying anything bad about him. Nothing. Nada. In the late words of Dr. Martin Luther King, being that it's February, do better. Because I have a dream. A dream that the Ravens will get out of their own way. I'm telling y'all this right now. This is a cautionary warning. If Lamar Jackson leaves, he's winning multiple Super Bowls. I'm telling y'all this. And then all the fans are just going to want for the front office to be fired. All while you are the same people that agreed with them, empowered them, backed them up when they've told you what they've thought of you. Absolutely delusional, absolutely sickening, and absolutely deplorable. Deplorable. We got a whole offseason of this. God help us all. And that was another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Yes, sir. Listen, man, y'all can be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me. You know I appreciate that. You guys are amazing. But if you are very new to the channel, please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, right? So you can be up on all the latest content, and leave a comment, right? We love having banter with each other within the comment section. Just be respectful to one another, and we're all good, right? And if you would like to donate to the channel to help the platform grow, at the bottom of the screen is a QR code. In the description code, you'll find the Cash App for it. Money sign, The Wunderkind Show. So once again, this is Nitro signing off. This is The Wunderkind Show. And as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. Because I am out of here. Yep.